For those of you who may not know or may actually have a life, TikTok was officially banned in the United States as of yesterday. That's right, the obnoxious social media platform officially went dark for Americans, and talentless influencers everywhere collectively lost their minds. Now, this ban has absolutely no impact on me whatsoever because I didn't even use the platform. But some are suggesting that TikTok being put on the shelf will have a greater impact on certain things than some people realize. With one shill suggesting that it could impact the box office for one movie in particular that has an entire cinematic universe depending on its success. Let's discuss.
I watch so you don't have to.
All I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am clearly not one to advocate for censorship, and I am a strong believer in freedom of speech. And I do realize that TikTok had its benefits when it comes to small businesses and people getting their name out there. So when I say what I'm about to say here, just know that it is a response to certain people on TikTok and not necessarily everyone who used the platform. But when it comes to that platform being one of the biggest examples of social media broadcasting certain people's stupidity, I say good riddance as it pertains to the TikTok ban. Now, anyone with a half a brain will tell you that this could be reversed within the next couple of days, thanks to the United States getting some new leadership. So at the end of the day, the meltdowns and the moaning and complaining could all be for nothing.
Down the hall and to the left.
Thanks.
That being said, as it stands as of the making of this video, TikTok at the very least is on a hiatus. Potentially a permanent hiatus for US users. As it turns out, one of the biggest shills on social media, in an effort to see the big picture as always, as it pertains to things going on in the world, said, quote, "This will significantly affect the Superman box office." When he received pushback on such a concept, with someone reminding him that movies were a thing before TikTok, tough pill to swallow for some people I know, Matt Ramos responded and said, quote, "TikTok significantly helped No Way Home, Top Gun Maverick, Barbie, Oppenheimer, Wicked, Deadpool and Wolverine, and more succeed as much as they have. With DC's current track record, not a single box office success since The Batman, they need all the help they can get." Now, I want to start this off by saying I do agree partially with that last little bit. DC does need all the help it can get.
Help me help you.
But I do think that this TikToker is grossly overestimating just how much of an impact TikTok has on box office. In my experiences, social media bullshit and manufactured hype typically does not translate to real-world success. And we have multiple examples of that being true, with Blue Beetle and The Flash being two obvious ones. General audiences could not give a single f*** about either of those movies, even when influencers were trying to push them. Other than that, I would love to see the metrics that Mr. Ramos is basing all of this on. I'd like to see actual numbers that show a direct connection between the success of movies like No Way Home and Top Gun Maverick and TikTok. I'm willing to bet that those numbers do not exist because I don't even know how you'd make that connection based on TikTok views and interactions. Just because people watch a TikTok video about a movie does not mean that they are actually going out and supporting that movie.
It's true.
That's like saying trailer views are a great indication of how a movie will perform. If you believe that, then I encourage you to go and look at the Avatar trailer view counts and get back to me. At the end of the day, TikTok may have some impact on a movie's performance, but not to the degree that some people are suggesting. You need general audiences to be interested in your movie, not TikTok users with the attention span of a gnat. Some are questioning whether or not this is an early excuse that will be used if Superman does in fact underperform, and I do think that is entirely possible. In my time covering movies on this channel, we've seen people make any number of excuses as to why a movie flopped. Anything to avoid holding the filmmakers and studio accountable.
You're pathetically predictable.
Remember when people were blaming COVID when certain Marvel movies were underperforming? 3 years after COVID was a thing? Meanwhile, movies like Top Gun Maverick were shattering box office records during the same time. There will always be something or someone to blame according to these people. But at the end of the day, whether Superman succeeds or fails, I believe that it was going to do that with or without the existence of TikTok. What I believe we have here are TikTokers and influencers overestimating their importance. Most general audience members do not even know who Matt Ramos is. And I envy those people. People like him made a living somehow on these platforms, and now they have to come to grips with the reality that they aren't the center of the movie universe anymore, and frankly, they never were. Movies do not live or die based on influencers talking about them. They live or die by the studios and filmmakers doing their job.
Goddamn right, that's the only way I work, Cap.
Frankly, I think it's predictably narcissistic for any influencer to suggest that Superman, or any movie for that matter, needs them to succeed. What this movie needs to succeed are real fans in the real world actually going out and buying a ticket. It's better than the alternative that has plagued DC films in recent years. That being a lot of social media talk and manufactured hype, and absolutely no follow-through. Word of mouth is absolutely important to a film's success, but it needs to happen organically. And if anyone has spent any amount of time watching these TikTok influencers talk about movies, they come off as anything but organic. We have influencers photoshopping Blu-rays into their hand to make it look like they actually know who David Lynch is. These people are fake, they are narcissistic, and they have absolutely no concept of what a good movie is or what it takes for a movie to be successful. They simply capitalized on a silly trend, and now they are all coming crashing back down to earth without a safety net.
Y'all be cool. Right on.